Okay, welcome everyone to the Dharma discussion group with Khenpo Tenzin.
Oh. Okay, let us start. The refuge part, page number 4, only that 3 times. We recite. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly, by the merit of generosity and other perfections. May I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and other perfections, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. Until awakening, I take refuge in the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Supreme Assembly. By the merit of generosity and other perfections, may I attain Buddhahood for the benefit of all beings. Okay, thank you so much. And today's burning away of affliction is for living, so your name existing there, and or received blessings from Rinpoche and all Dharma friends together. And then, okay, shall I ask you, or you? Some of you are ready? If you are ready, please raise your hand. Oh yes, please. Record? Oh yeah, thank you.
Hi, Khenpo Tenzin.
Hello.
Everybody. I have 2 questions, but before these questions, I can make one right now and maybe the others a few time later. But there is an experience I would like to share with the Dharma friends because it was very meaningful for me. Last week at night, I was going out with my car to buy some diapers for my younger daughter with my older daughter. And near the market, I saw a little old man pushing around some heavy bag all the way through the street. And he was carrying that with very difficult. He had some kind of spinal problem, and he walking painfully, and so that seems so hardship for me that inspires a lot of compassion. So I feel great compassion for that older man, and I felt desire to approach him and talk to him. So I got near them and said, "Good evening, sir. Do you need anything? Are you okay?" And they looked at me with a very peaceful face and said, "No, I'm just working," and tried to keep going. And I asked, "What are you working? What are you doing?" And he showed me, "I'm just selling some lollipops." And in that bag, there was a lot of lollipops. And he was, I can't explain in words to you, but his face inspired. Just looking at him, you made tears from your eyes because that was so fragile, so lovely, so I don't know how to say. And I talked to him a little bit, and I bought a. I asked the price of the lollipops, and it was about converting to dollars, about 90 cents. I thought, oh, maybe I can buy some lollipops to help you. And I gave about some money to him, and there was much more than about $100, let's say. And he was happy and gave me the lollipops. He deeply thankful, and he looked to the money bill and said, "Oh, thank you, thank you. Maybe I'll go to the supermarket today and buy some stuff. Maybe I'll buy a little cheese and some things for me, for my family. Thank you, thank you. And he went away so very, very happy. My daughter saw that, and I tell her story for her, and she was like crying. And that is okay. I felt very, very, very happy. Not the kind of thing that you help somebody and you feel good for yourself. Oh, I'm a good people. But there was a true experience of loving kindness, you know. And after that, I remembered a prayer I made in the morning that day. That was making my practice, and I like to practice as like Guru Yoga with Gajin Rinpoche. Mm-hmm. And in the prayer, I said, "Please help me to find true bodhicitta, because sometimes we apprehend bodhicitta intellectually and read, but I react good for other people, but sometimes you need to really feel that in a deeper way." And I prayed, please help me to find bodhicitta deeper than I know today. Help me realize this. And there was a kind of prayer that I do some days. And after the man went away, I was so happy. I remembered the prayer, and I felt Rinpoche so close to mine, so close. And I don't know how these things works, but for me, in the center of my samsara, that was clearly an emanation of Gashin Rinpoche giving me exactly what I asked in that prayer. And I will carry this memory, this experience for the rest of my life. And I would like to share this with you, Dharma friends, because it was very inspiring to me. And maybe it will be for some other.
Thank you so much, Kurt. It's really wonderful. So, in the dream, if Dharma practitioners can generate bodhicitta and compassion for a moment, that is really amazing. And also, we can think that, for instance, Telopa, he displayed as a dog and as a female who got leprosy. He displayed like these things. That means he showed that things to the Naropa. So if Naropa recognized they are his guru, Telopa, he already liberated from fixation. So that's where the guru comes in the dream. Guru comes in different style of the human and animals and so forth. That's where that's the actually in there are some Dragong Kaju masters. They got special dreams that first they thought they went to the different Pure Land and met some Buddhas and they gave some empowerment, everything. But then morning they wake up, then he's kind of this Bindu and union of subtle wind, wisdom wind and mind union, then travel through upper body or so forth. So that means if one who had good dreams, that means one purifies many obscurations, but especially if one can generate bodhicitta even in the dream, it's really amazing. And thank you so much. And you think that your guru's blessings, best things you can think. Oh, guru came to me last night, and then at that time I arise bodhicitta, compassion. So you say lalibub or something like that. Even that means actually bodhicitta is very simple, very easily we can practice, but it is really amazing. So that's why it's very wonderful. I deeply rejoice on behalf of all Dharma brothers, sisters. And then next, You say you have another question, but first we prefer B or Bhikkhu or B?
Maybe I can make the question after other friends can speak too.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you.
Hi, Khenpo.
Hello.
This is something I heard explained many times before, but it's never quite really very clear in my mind.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned just now the union of clarity, emptiness, and bliss.
Uh-huh.
So I imagine it is a mind that is realizing emptiness. So the emptiness is the object. And this mind at the same time also feel blissful. So those are the two. Now the clarity part, what is that doing?
Yeah, actually, I briefly mentioned right before this session. So clarity, bliss, emptiness, during the generally intellectually, we cannot really introduce that perfectly. So that definitely we should understand experientially. So experientially, for example, maybe you will join this morning, maybe not. This morning we meditate on Malarepa's the songs, but then there is a one Jigu Tsangpa, there is one Rupa Kaju's master, he said that Rang Semla Jirji Tu, that means look at one's own mind nakedly, and Tepe Ngupotongwami, so when you look at one's mind, you don't see anything. So this first, that is the emptiness. So this when you look at your mind, you can see, oh, this is my mind, that is my mind. You can see, so you can see anything. And then it's after then, what happened is, if you maintain on this there, slowly your experience is, your attention becomes like clear. It's not like a drowsiness. It's not like a foggy or sleepy or some ignorance or something like that. Your mind is very clear, like a early morning in the, like a drone. Early morning, there's no sun and stars and clouds, but no darkness. Something at that moment, if you look at the space, it's you can't say, oh, this is that or those, but it's very kind of vivid, lucidity. So your mind becomes like that. Still, there are some kind of other thoughts occurs, but these thoughts does not occur you indifferently. You know what I try to say? These thoughts occurs to you like a water. In a water, there is like another water comes. So these two water are same. Your vivid and these appearances or thoughts are no different. In generally, if your meditation level is a little bit first time, what the thing your experience is, your meditation is like water, and then another thoughts are like stones and a small piece of wood. It's definitely different. This is water. This is the kind of wood, piece of wood. So likewise, your meditation on the emptiness, and then other kind of thoughts are totally different. But then if your clarity is very kind of development, if your clarity is development, then these thoughts and your kind of this clarity are no different. So that's why at that moment you feel a little bit, oh, I'm not clear that part. I think you maintain on meditate and try to experience that. And then when these thoughts inseparably arises from your realization of emptiness, and then when thoughts arise in your mind, you feel a little bit joy. For example, I meditate here and somebody just step on the floor very kind of forcefully, like very loudly. If my meditation is weak, then immediately I start to anger that person. or if I do not anger that person, because that person distract my meditation, instead of that, immediately my mind pull away through this by this sound. But if you practice the emptiness with clarity, meditate on there experientially, and then this kind of a sound or other distractions arises, at that moment this is the first signal to you can experience bliss. You feel little joy. That joy is authentic joy and authentic bliss. Otherwise, when you don't union clarity and emptiness, and sometimes only you meditate on emptiness, there's nothing, and then you feel a little bit joy or happy. You feels that is not authentic joy. That's where in the Zapaktor, in the Dzogchen, it says that best or great meditators distinguish meditation and meditation experience. So that's where some meditation, great meditators, they maintain on this union of emptiness and clarity. At that moment, they experience bliss. After a little while, they say, peck out loud. So that means that when they feel bliss, again, they kind of refresh, or they make at that moment they acknowledge that is real authentic bliss or temporary bliss. So if that is authentic bliss or authentic joy, then this bliss cannot separate from this union of clarity and emptiness. So intellectually, in generally we focus the clarity, emptiness. This seems a little bit difficult, but I think this is not actually difficult part. Sometimes we all experience, but sometimes that is very easy to experience. We cannot trust. So Jangung Kondor says, so something is very easy, but we cannot trust. That's why that we cannot achieve something like that. So I think a little bit you maintain with the meditation, and then but you bring that's the question is really amazing. This is very, very important one.
Thank you so much for the explanation. That was helpful. So
Thank you.
maybe I can kind of like, this is of course all conceptual for me. So there is a mind where the object is emptiness, and it has an accompanying feeling, a flavor of joy, and it has the quality of clarity, whatever that experience would be. I mean, when I say clarity, it's just a word for me because I don't know if I've experienced it. I probably have not. So when we say the mind is not foggy, we are describing a quality of the mind. So when we say the mind is clear, it is a description of the quality of the mind, right?
Can you repeat? Sorry, I'm sorry.
So this is a mind with the union of these three is a mind where the object is emptiness. It is experiencing or realizing emptiness. And then at the same time, it has a kind of feeling of joy. And then at the same time, the quality of the mind is such that it is very clear. Just like when we say, oh, my mind is not foggy, it is not sleepy. Yeah, but here the mind is clear, luminous. That's the quality of the mind.
Yes.
The characteristics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, this first in this you finish, please.
So my next question is that this kind of you use the word experience, Khenpo.
Mm-hmm.
So this can be at the stage of being conceptual, and also at the stage of being direct, non-conceptual. Mm-hmm. Can it be both?
Non-conception and
conceptual.
Oh,
So because all our experiences, feelings are conceptual.
that's a very good good question. That's a good question. Is that I'm ready to talk about that. I think that's we are on the same page. So the first, if I a little bit talking about opposites, another way about this clarity in that part. So first, my clarity, very kind of a baby clarity, small clarity is the. For example, I try to rest on the non-duality, rest on there, maintain for few seconds, for example. And another thought comes there. Immediately I acknowledge that. That is my baby clarity. That is conceptual. That is not non-conceptual. But we don't want to ignore that. So that is mindfulness, and that is also clarity. And then continually we maintain on there, and then we development over clarity step by step, and then that thoughts we can feel that thoughts and your kind of a meditation mind, like a non-duality where you are rest at ease, they becomes like a sim. That means water pouring into water. Because first water is you are resting at ease on the non-duality. Second water is that thought. That you don't want to bring that thoughts and mix in the non-duality and then try to make non-duality. Not like that. Experientially means that non-duality arises to you, immediately that thoughts becomes like another example is that thoughts is like like a smoke. So first you can see smoke in the space, and after a little while what happened is the smoke disappear in the empty space. And then you cannot divide, or that is smoke, that is space. So this is the outer example is like that, and inner example or experience is then you at that moment you can first you can feel it. You can feel it that thought comes, and right before that thought interrupt your meditation, your experience is you feel little joy when thought comes. And after then this thought dissolves into your mind. Actually during the generation stage we particularly dissolve them, but in this moment no need to particularly make efforts. It's uncontrived meditation, so that's where it naturally dissolves like a water pouring into water. So at that time you can experience authentic joy, and then your mind is very clear. We can simply we can say your mind is very clear because you acknowledge that thought arises, you acknowledge that thought dissolve into, you acknowledge that you experience experience of joy and something like that. Simply where we can say these are clarity. But another clarity is you have no fixate. So it's not like a sleep. If you are asleep in your bed and somebody remove your socks, you don't understand. That is not actually this clarity, and that isn't non-fixation. So that's how we should understand. Okay.
Thank you, Khenpo.
Thank you so much. Oh yeah.
Okay, there's a question in the chat from Elizabeth. She has a few questions. The first one she asked last week. She found a text that referred to Tara's mandala as a city. And she wants to know what that means.
Spelling?
Like a town, a city.
Oh.
City.
I see. Oh, thank you. Actually, I promised you that answer to you about that things. So thank you. Remember again that. So first, we should understand where is Tara's Pure Land. Tara's Pure Land is Potala. Potala is Tara's Pure Land. It's the same like Genesis Pure Land. It could be possible city name, a different location, but actually they are in the same area. And then the reason we are talking about the city is city means there are like in the city there are many kind of shopping centers, many kind of restaurants, many kind of offices, many people, many house gathering together. Likewise, Tara is internally Parijana Parimita, but Tara is for activities of all the Buddhas, so she benefits all Buddhas. That's where her Pure Lands has a plethora of qualities. Her Pure Land has kind of qualities are like stars in the night. So that's where we call city. So that's their main reason. Okay?
Okay, Elizabeth had a second question. She recently had a dream that she was listening to you talk. And suddenly she became your words without her body. She just was existing as your words. And she wants to know what that means.
That means if I try to say I'm special, that means then I invited many criticisms. Just kidding. That's definitely not my power and not my qualities. That is your power, as I mentioned a moment ago. That if one actually during the how dream comes, that we know that in the night when we sleep, all the consciousness from ears, nose, tongues, they're gathering together in one place, the area of all ground consciousness. And then sometimes our movement of wind, and due to the karma and imprint of daytime, this wind goes lower part of the body. Sometimes we have strange dreams. Sometimes, actually, it says lower part and upper part. It's Tibetan medical also mentioned in the Tantric where it says that. But understanding is there goes red way of channels as good dreams. Sometimes there goes combined with the karmic winds. Some dreams are strange. But strange things are not strange phenomena. So that's why what we should understand is all the dreams are wonderful. And then directly my answer is, it means we are talking about Dharma frequently, and you are, for example, you try to understand the Tara's mandala. At that moment, you remember Tara, so kindness of Tara, kindness of your guru. So that's where it's your fortunate. You're fortunate, the karma and merit happens. So that's where it comes. And when we speak each other's, most time we're talking about Dharma. We are not talk about meaningless speech and something harsh word and so forth. That's where I think it is not power of my voice. My voice has no power, but what I'm talking is Dharma, so that means your mind and Dharma mixing. So it's very fortunate and it's very wonderful. I deeply rejoice. So you keep happy, and then you think, may all beings have a wonderful dream. That you can arise your bodhicitta. Okay.
So it was a dream about bodhicitta?
Actually, it helps you to arise bodhicitta. These are the conditions. For example, right before we meditate, morning with the Rinpoche had the gong. So actually, it does not mean Rinpoche says you are going to listen the sound of a gong, but at that time you suddenly rest on the focus on the hong or rest on the your nature state of mind, something like that. So it helps to arise bodhicitta. That's actually I mentioned that is, for example, I heard single word makes me happy. At that time, I think may all beings happy with kind of this sound. If a small kind of food, small piece of like a biscuit or something makes happy in my mind, at that time I think all beings may experience same thing. May all beings get this food, something like that. So then it helps to improve bodhicitta. So it leads over bodhicitta. So I can say yes.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, Jay. Hello.
There we go.
Oh yeah.
Hello, Khenpo.
Hello.
Recently, I ran across something that said that Machin, I'm going to butcher her name, but that she has in her one of her hands a melong. Can you tell me a little?
Apchi or?
Achi. Yeah,
oh
Achi.
Yes.
Yeah, that she has a melong in one of her. I don't remember if it's a left or right hand.
Oh yes.
But in her seated, can you tell me a little bit about the melong? I have one now.
Yes. Thank you. So apchi has two types of apchi. I mean, there are many types, but the grossly two types. One is standing up. One is the read horse. So first, you are asking about the who stand up apchi. So she holds miro, a melon. Exactly, you say miro. So apchi is actually in Dakini and Redno, we said that apchi attend the higher bhumis. Another hand, Apchi came for protecting Dharma practitioners, and so otherwise she is a Parijana Parimata and naturally. So she holds a miro or melon. That means, for example, if there's a mirror, if we show around our circumstance, all these kind of appearances things appear in the mirror. That is a metaphor. The melon or mirror is a metaphor. So in the reality, that means Apchi has a special wisdom, and she immediately recognizes where she is going to protect, which Dharma protect need Apchi's help. So that's where she knows and how to solve these problems. She immediately knows that. So that is mirror is the representative of her wisdom. And then on the other hand, both this Apchi or the Kapala. So Kapala, they hold actually in the Kapala inside is red color. So it's actually in the relative level is represent their food like a human's blood. Actually, that is why do they need a human's blood? Means we think, we say, she is so beautiful, he is so handsome, we love. But if we say drink this blood, then they step by step run away. That's we have a dualistic perception. But these Dharma protectors, they who hold this Kapala with the inside as blood or something, human flesh, whatever, that means they are freed from the kind of dualistic perceptions. This is pure, clean. This is impure and unclear. They don't have these perceptions. So the one test. That's the one thing. But internally, that means they are never separated from great bliss. So they are never separated from their great bliss. So that's the representation of that. Okay.
All right. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah. Any of you have some questions? Or may I ask you? Maybe here first we go this way. I think. If you don't have a question, I will not. But so first, record. You have a question, yeah? Ricardo, sorry.
Yes, Khenpo. Thank you.
Thank you.
I would like to ask you a question about the samadhi empowerment. Always as I can, I try to study previous Gachen Rinpoche's teachings. And lately, I've studied about Om Ahum teachings, teachings about the Heart Sutra and Samadhi empowerment.
Yes.
Because I think these teachings are very connected to each other's. And when you speak about empowerment, it's usually related to some deity practice, like a stage of generation. But when he teaches about Samadhi empowerment, he speaks about training on Ahum, Om Ahum. But if I understood correctly, there's not a specific deity to be visualized. So I would like to understand, because it seems very meaningful for my practice, those teachings on Samadhi empowerment. So my question is, how should I practice on Samadhi empowerment, those teachings on Samadhi empowerment? Like a sadhana, specific sadhana for this, or just using this on formal meditation sessions?
Yes, there is a sadhana, the samadhi empowerment. So when we're talking about samadhi in Dharma words, Tenzin. Tenzin means meditation. And Zen is actually sometimes in Sanskrit dharani, but sometimes in Zen means you are going to focus kind of a single pointedly on there. So that is I think a red one right now. So when you practice this samadhi empowerment, you are going to visualize. Traditionally, we give there's like because of these four, the Kriya Tandara, Charya Tandara, Ana Yoga Tandara, Ana Yoga, they have different 5, 7, 11 different types of empowerment, Ves empowerment, and so we give different, but in reality, as Lord Jigten Sunggung mentioned that, whenever you recognize the essence of the empowerment, at that moment you receive empowerment. That is very, very true, because in the Bodhisattvas, great Bodhisattvas, when they reach the 10th level of Bhumi, at that time 10 generations of Buddhas, they don't give Ves empowerment with the ordinary Ves, but they give empowerment with the wisdom light. So these Bodhisattvas receive the empowerments with wisdom light from 10 directions of Buddhas. And then right now, when you receive this empowerment, at that time you are going to apply your samadhi, meditation mind. So how to do that is first, actually, you prefer one guru or many gurus is in the one form, so it's a fun. And then from the guru's forehead radiate white light, and directly it comes to you at your forehead. That's your visualization. It's actually a generation stage practice. And then when this light dissolved into your forehead, and what you should think, visualize is it purifies all the obscuration of your body. All the obscuration of your body. So it purifies the obscuration of your body, means then you will not sick, or then your body become very flexible. If you sit like a 7 posture of meditation, you can stay for many weeks or something like that. So you can feel like that. So, and then it also purifies the obscuration of waking. Awaking means the morning you wake up, suddenly you think, I am going to look my mobile phone. You connect that, so it purifies. So at that time, you will receive the vast empowerment to your body. So that means Buddha's body. You already ask Om. Why? Because Om is a representative of all Buddha's form. So Buddha's, you receive blessings from Buddha's form. That means in the future your form becomes Buddha's form. So that's first you think. Second, from your guru, radiate red color from your guru's throat, and then it come to your throat, and then this is your visualization, and then after a little while it dissolves. Means your throat, the wind, your wind and your guru's wind. First, the body become inseparable. The first empowerment. Second empowerment, wind becomes inseparable. So that's where first Buddha helps you to become Nirmanakaya. Second, your guru gave you empowerment, means you will become Sambhogakaya. That means it bless your throat. Throat has a special wind mandala, and also then it purifies obscuration of your speech. It purifies of your speech. Obscuration of speech means when you hear other people's sounds, for example, you hear a harsh word, usually we pick up that harsh word and we try to reply. But in this moment, if you really receive that empowerment, then what happened is the sounds becomes like an echo first time. So there's no kind of harsh word. Harsh word is not harsh word. And second, what happened is you understand the union of the sound and emptiness. So that's where then your guru purifies your obscuration of your wind, and also it helps you to attain the Sambhogakaya. And then after a little while, you are going to rest at ease. And then third, from Guru's heart, radiate blue light, it come to your heart chakra. And that is your visualization. And it is generation stage practice. And completion stage is then it dissolve in your mind, and then you and your mind and the Guru's mind becomes inseparable. And you rest well there for a little while. It helps you to purify obscurations of your mind. And then, so that's first, second, I forgot. Means red That's Rinpoche says first Om and So meaning is bless your throat, yeah. And then third, the Hong means the blue light and the Hong are inseparable. So you receive that I explained to you. And then fourth, from Guru's navel, the sometimes is the union, the secret place, the union of Yabe Yom. But in this case, the better from Guru's navel radiate yellow light, and it touched your navel chakra. This is your generation stage practice. And after you rest on non-duality for a little while, then Guru purifies the obscurations of the your channels. So it purifies your channels, and also it helps you to become Sobhavika Kaya. Sobhavika Kaya means the union of three kayas. So when you receive empowerment at your heart chakra, it helps you to attain the Dharma Kaya. When yellow light comes to your navel, it helps you to attain Sobhavika Kaya. So there are four kayas. Sometimes there's 5 kayas, wisdom kayas, but we label different names. In the reality is same. So this is how you should generate. And then most of the time you are going to focus Om Ahong, as you mentioned. That is in a simple way, when you breathe out, breathe out and breathe in, and then you hold a little bit in your. So most time when you in this moment, Om is you breathe in through your nostrils, and Ah is your mind little rest in your body or in your channels. Hong is then it goes out. So that actually there is a in the Mahamudra practice there say name direction. Ne means stay, njo means move, reg means awareness. You can recognize that. So there are three things. There are special way to meditate on there. So that they are not different way to practice with Om Ahong Vajra recitations. So the relation of Om Ahong and Samadhi empowerment, that I mentioned that, but when you practice at that time, you can visualize through that way. Okay?
Khenpo, just one on a single point I would like to, additional point I'd like to clarify. The practice of Samadhi and empowerment, as Khenpo has explained, and the practice of Guru Yoga as a preliminary practice, can I see these two teachings practices as a single practice, or they are different practices and have to be practiced separately?
The Samadhi empowerment, yeah?
Yeah, and Guru Yoga, because it's kind of similar when you visualize the Guru and the Om at the forehead of the Guru and throat and the heart center. Are these the same practices, or they are different and cannot be integrated?
Well, first of all, that's what we should understand is very similar is really great. That is that when you understand, oh, very similar, very similar. When I give answer, if I talking too much, then you can not get the real things. That's why I'm not talking. Otherwise, when we meditate shamatha, breathing and out, these they are very similar. So eventually, first similar, and eventually all the practices are same. That's where Rinpoche frequently mentioned all the practice we are going to bring here. Scientists just explain vastly. So Dharma practitioners make vastly and then bring them together. So first you recognize similar, eventually you should recognize same. That's very important. And then extra thing is there is another way is this Reno what it's actually not it's different Guru Yoga and other Samadhi empowerment, but in generally there is a slightly different way is this Guru Yabiyom, Vajradhara Yabiyom dissolve into the light, and then after this light dissolve into your body, and then your body also becomes like a Vajradhara's form. So at that moment you rest non-duality. That is also another stage of the completion stage. Otherwise they are very as you said, they are similar. Yes. Thank you so much. Okay.
There was a comment in the chat from Karen, who was saying she had something to say about Om Ahong.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, do you mind? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Please. Am I shouting?
No, it's
a little bit.
Okay. I had left a practice for about 10 years, and when I came back, I had read a chapter in Garsha Rinpoche's Vajrakalaya book that emphasized, it's chapter 11, you guys, taking responsibility for your practice. And this is before I started studying with you. And one of the things I started practicing, and the reason I'm mentioning this is it's kind of an oversimplification, but it was a very profound foundational practice for me that I still do. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of a warm-up, if you will, for any of the practices we do in Nongdro. That's something I do. You can tell me what you think. So I slowly, from probably the chakra where Hung starts, I inhale very, very slowly from there and clearly all the way up the central channel into ah. So we start with ah, and I was teaching myself the 3 places. So I started bringing up to this first of the 3 places, then the ah place, and then hong. And then after I did that for like 80,000 times, I decided to put the syllable there so that I could memorize it, relearn it. And lastly, I added the color, right? And what I've noticed that I've kept with me this whole time is it really enlivens the central channel, which is something I focus on now in any of my meditations. So it's become this real simple warm-up. That's what I wanted to share. What do you think?
Thank you so much. It's wonderful. Definitely. So any of your Dharma sisters and brothers, if your mind does not separate Om Ahom, it's really gorgeous. And any way of methods, any kind of methods helps you to maintain with Om Ahom. That's really wonderful. Actually, Om Ahom is a very special mantras. Actually, mantras are very special because as I often mention that mantras came from the notes of channels and wind. So so Buddha realized that, for example, Hong, the outwardly is like 5 elements design, that interdependence of 5 elements. Internally, wind, channel, mind, they're kind of combinations. And then secretly, Hong is the essence of Mahayana, Mahamudra. So that's where Mahamudra means this Chaja Chimbo. Cha means Cha na Dongbu Yihi means Cha is the emptiness of wisdom. Ja means the purifies the samsaric kind of perceptions. So Chimbo means union. So just to explain through this way. So Om, Ah, Hong, these 3 syllables are nature of our body, nature of our speech, nature of our mind. So it's really wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing. Yeah. That's all. Can you hear my answers? You hear, yeah? Oh, good. Oh, yeah. Okay, maybe we stop here today, and thank you all of you. Sorry, I did not ask you today. Perhaps I think you love to relax. So thank you so much for wonderful questions and wonderful experiences for sharing with us. And I have a big hope that blessings of our Guru, blessings of our Buddhas, Yidams, and the power of your practices, may you all become great, wonderful practitioners. And of course, you are already there, wonderful practitioners, and you can benefit all mother sentient beings wonderfully. And then for the sake of that, let us dedicate our merit. Okay? Chanjo Zemjo Rumbo Je Ma Je Bon Je Jur Je Bar Nyam Bar Me Bar Yang Gong Ne Gong De Be War Jo. May Bodhicitta, the precious and supreme mind, arise in whom it has not yet arisen. Where it has arisen, may it not decline, but ever increase higher and higher. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you,
everyone. Thank you, Khenpo.
Thank you.
Thank you, Khenpo.
Thank you.
Thank you, Khenpo. Thank you, Sangha.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Khenpo. Have a great evening.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Just a reminder to everybody, we will not be having the Dharma discussion next Sunday because we have the Yamataka Drupshan happening. So, but be sure to tune in to our upcoming live streams. Tuesday evening, we will be doing a Medicine Buddha Puja, and then there will be a very special Buddha eyes opening ceremony outside at the stupa that we're going to do a live stream of at night. So that's going to be special Tuesday night. And then the final session of Yamataka on February 27th will be live streamed starting at 5:30 a.m. Arizona time, Mountain Standard Time. And then the second session starting at 9 a.m. on the 27th. And then, of course, Losar is the Tibetan New Year, which is on February 28th. And we will be having a full practice in the temple with Garchen Rinpoche and Khenpo Tenzin and the other lamas starting at 10 a.m. So that's the big, exciting lineup. Hope you all can join online.
So Yamataka won't be streamed, only the last day, right?
That's right. Final day of Yamataka session starting at 5:30 a.m. will be live streamed.
And everything's listed on the calendar.
It is.
Okay, thank you.
Yes.